Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Welcome friends again at the virtual classroom. We were learning the ledger accounts. So let us start with the part 2. Go through on your screen please. In the last lecture we have divided the accounting procedure into 3 parts and we learned the procedure for the ledger accounts also. Again in the last lecture we have divided the accounting procedure as well as the ledger accounting procedure into 3 parts. So today we are to learn in part 2 we are to learn the part 1, then we will follow part 2 and then the part 3. So first one, in the beginning of the financial year, all the accounts mentioned at the last financial year's or the previous financial year's final balance sheet will be opened in the ledger with the given amount as the opening balance or brought forward. Again I repeat, in the beginning of the financial year, first of all, the accountant will open all the accounts mentioned at the last or the previous financial year's final balance sheet. Again we know that there are 4 types of accounts in the balance sheet or the final balance sheet. First one the capital, second one the liabilities, third one the assets and fourth one the receivables. So all such accounts will be opened in the beginning of the year at the ledger and the accountant will mention the balances of such accounts as the opening balance. So it is the very important part and that will be completed in the beginning of the financial year or on the very first day of the financial year. Second one, again we know that in the final balance sheet we may have either the capital accounts as well as the liabilities account, but all such capital as well as the liabilities or undistributed profits, they have the credit balances. So all such accounts will be mentioned as the opening balance on the credit side. At the same time, on the right side of the final balance sheet, we mention assets as well as the receivables. But again we know that all such assets including the fixed assets as well as the capital assets, or we may name it as the current assets or the receivables, they have or they bear the debit balances. So in the beginning of the year, the accountant will open all the accounts related with the assets as well as the receivables in the ledger and will mention the opening balances as the debit balance on the debit side of the account. So this will be the very important part that will be completed in the beginning of the year by the accountant, but that will be with the help of the final balance sheet prepared at the end of the previous financial year. So the balance sheet of the previous financial year is very important because with the help of such balances we have to start the ledger for the current financial year. So that is very important. Now again look onto your screen. That is the second part, how we have to open such accounts, that has been mentioned at your screen please. All such capital as well as the liabilities account, that includes owner's capital, reserves and surpluses or the reinvested profits. Borrowed capital, they are known as the long-term liabilities, that include bank loan, public deposits, and if it's a company it include the debenture also. Current liabilities, that include the creditors, bills payables, bank overdrafts or outstanding liabilities, and finally the provisions that the company has made to pay off certain liabilities of the near future. So all such capital or the liabilities account bear the credit balance. So in the beginning of the year I have mentioned one specimen account on your screen. It has a relation either with capital, any of the capital account or of the liabilities account. As it bears the credit balance, we have to mention first one the date. I have mentioned for the financial year 14-15. So the beginning of the financial year 14-15, the first day will be the 1st April 2014. So we have to mention in the date column 1st April 2014, we have to mention the opening balance and we have to mention the amount at the column number 4 at the credit side, because all such capital as well as the liability accounts bear the credit balance. Now again, the specimen account related with any of the assets as well as the receivables account, that include any of the capital or the fixed assets, that may be the fixed assets or the movable assets, visible or the invisible assets, tangible or the intangible assets, investments, as well as the current assets. That current assets include cash and bank balances or the bank accounts, that include also the debtors account, bills receivables and expenditure paid in advance. So all such accounts has the debit balance. So again, with the help of the specimen account, you will be in a position to open the accounts related with any of the assets or the receivables, but that with the help of the last final year's closing balance sheet. Again, in the beginning of the year, we have to mention the opening balance. So we have to mention the date. So it will be 1st April 2014 for the financial year 14-15. Being the opening balance, we have to mention in the particular column the opening balance, and we have to mention the opening balance that were mentioned at the closing balance of the last financial year's balance sheet or the previous year's financial balance sheet. So with the help of these two specimen accounts, we will be in a position to open all the accounts related with or were mentioned at the last year's or the previous year's final balance sheet, because we know that only either if they are the capital or the liabilities account, they have the credit balance, or if they were mentioned at the debit side or the right hand side of the balance sheet, they have the debit balances, so they are the assets and the receivables. So we are in a position to open all such accounts in the ledger, either with the debit balance or with the credit balance. Now again, look onto the screen. We have completed the procedure 1 related with the ledger accounts. Now procedure 2, that during the financial year, accountant will pass the journals or the accounting entries for each and every economical or the commercial transactions made by the business entity during the year, and will give the effect of journals, which is known as posting. The accountant has to post the effects of the journal entries made during the year. So it is called posting. The procedure to post the journals or the effects of the journal is called posting. Post at the respective account at the respective side with the respective amount at the ledger. So there are 3 important parts. First one, either the debit or the credit, we have to manage the side, we have to manage the respective account. If it is the credit account, we have to credit the, or we have to post the entry only at the credit side, at the right account and with the right amount. So these 3 are very important. Then only our trial balance sheet is going to be tallied. Otherwise it will have some difference between the sum of the debit as well as the credit side. So again, let us go through with this screen. Accountant will pass the journals for the economical or the commercial transactions made by the business entity during the year, and in this chapter we have to learn how he has to post or how he has to give the impact of the journals passed by the accountant during the year at the respective account at the respective side with the right or the respective amount in the ledger. This is very important. The procedure to post the journal in ledger, that is this procedure of to post the entries, is called posting. So posting is a procedure to post the journal effects. Now again look onto your screen. Accounting procedure to maintain ledgers, again we have learned in part 1 of this topic. The accountant has to open the accounts. Second part, to decide the side of the account, the accountant has to decide whether he or she has to post the transaction either at the debit side of the account or at the credit side, because the general entry will decide the effect either at the debit side or of the credit side of the related or the right account. And finally, accountant has to mention first one the date, second one, that is very important, name of the current account, name of the counter account of the journal. So if you are debiting the entry, then you have to mention the name of the account of the credit entry. If you are crediting the credit part of the journal, then again at the particular column we have to mention the name of the account of the debit journal. So we have to mention first one the date, second one name of the counter account of the journal at the particular column, and the amount at the respective side of the account, that in the column number 4 in the column amount. Again, let us learn to pass the journals or the accounting entries and their posting, which is the part of our syllabus right now, with some basic economical or the commercial transactions of a business entity. But today we are going to learn certain transactions related with only two of the business entities, either of the proprietorship firm or of the partnership firm. It is the transaction number 1. Say for example, on very first day of the financial year, that on 1st April 2014, owner starts the business and brings the capital. Again, you know that the owner will bring either the cash or the bank balance into the business as the capital, or may bring any of the asset in the business. But till then, it was the asset owned by the owner himself or herself. But as and when he or she brings the asset into the business as his or her capital, now the ownership of such capital or the asset will be of the business entity. So the ownership changes when the owner brings the assets into the business as his or her capital. So this is very important. So the accountant has to pass the entry either as cash and bank account DR, or if the owner has brought some of the asset, then asset account will be debited, because now it will be the ownership of the firm or the business. So it will be debited in the accounts, and it will be credited to the owner's capital account. Say for example, I have mentioned some amount also, but again I have mentioned how it will be posted into both the accounts, either of the debit or the credit account. First one, for the debits account or the debit effect of the journal, the accountant has to open the cash and bank account in the ledger and has to post the effect of the journal of the debit side. Again has to mention the date being 1st April 2014, but in the particular column he or she has to mention the name of the counter account of the journal. So again in this example has to mention at the particular column the owner's capital account and has to mention the amount. Now the second part or the credit part of the journal again has to credit the owner's capital account with the same type of effects, but again at the particular column we have to mention the name of the counter account. In this example, he or she or we have to mention the cash and bank account or the credit side with the same amount. Now second transaction, again say for example on very next day of the financial year, on 2nd April 2014, the business has purchased the goods worth rupees 10,000 for cash, and that at a 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount. We know that trade discount is a discount being allowed by the seller to the the purchaser when he purchases in whole sum, but we have not to record the trade discount. But if the purchaser enjoys the cash discount, then it will be recorded in the books of accounts. So in this example, the business has purchased the goods worth rupees 10,000 at a trade discount of 10%. So trade discount 10% being the purchase amount of 10,000, it will be the amount of 1,000. So net purchases will be of 9,000 rupees, on which the business will earn the 5% being the cash discount. So 5% of 9,000 will be 450. So entry will be mentioned as I have mentioned on your screen. Purchases account DR by the net purchases 9,000 rupees. 2. Cash and bank account, because we have to pay the remaining amount 8550, and we have to credit the cash discount received account by the cash discount allowed by the seller or the supplier, and that will be 5% of the 9,000 rupees of the net sales. So it will be 450. Now we have to post these effects at the respective three of the accounts. First one, the purchases account. We have to debit the purchase account by the amount of 9,000 rupees, but we have to mention the date, which is very obviously 2nd April 2014. But at the particular account or the column, we have to mention two of the accounts, and at the amount column, we have to mention the amount related with both the accounts. So at the debit side, we have to mention cash and bank account by the payment made, that is the figure is 8550, and we have received the cash discount. Again, we have to mention at the particular column at the debit side of the purchase account by the cash discount received, that is 450. So on debit side, we have to mention two of the accounts with two of the separate amounts. So with the sum of the two, we have debited the purchase account by the net purchases worth rupees 9,000. Now we have to post the credit part of the journal, but that at the two separate accounts. First one, we have to credit the cash and bank account, but again at the particular column, we have to mention the name of the counter account. In this example, it will be purchase account. And finally, the third part of the entry, again we have to credit the cash discount received account, but again at the particular column, we have to mention the name of the counter account, but that with the separate figures or the amount. For the cash account, we have to credit 8550, and at the cash discount received account, we have to credit the account by 450 rupees. So here we have completed the part 2. Later on we are to learn the part 3, in which we will learn related transactions, how we have to post, and finally at the end of the year we will learn how we have to prepare or we have to close the accounts of the ledgers. That will be learned at part 4. Thank you.
Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.